नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाल ऐ दिल बेकरार मेरे दिल बेकरार तू ही बता
अगर तुम साथ हो
अगर तू साथ हो दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को प्यार हो जाए जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए ऊंची ऊंची दीवारों से इस दुनिया की रस्में ना कुछ तेरे बस में चूरी ना कुछ मेरे बस में दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को प्यार हो जाए जाने कहाँ कब किसी को किसी से प्यार हो जाए
बाहर बन के आऊं कभी तुम्हारी दुनिया में गुजर न जाए ये दिन कहीं किसी तमन्ना में बाहर बन के आऊं कभी तुम्हारी दुनिया में गुजर न जाए ये दिन कहीं किसी तमन्ना में तुम मेरे हो आज तो वादा करके जाना तेरा नहीं
गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया संभालो मुझको ओ मेरे यारों संभलना मुश्किल हो गया गुलाबी आँखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो
All right, welcome everybody. Let's see some of the messages. Let's welcome some of you into the room. Anshu Sahani, very good morning to you, my sweetheart. Pinky, Appy J, hello. Ramya Manu, good morning. Namrata Vishwanathan, good morning. Vishwanathan, Nedhanathan. Silky Bansal. Energy booster, I like that, Anshu. Ritika Agarwal, super good morning to you, my darling. Ujwala Madhvi 15, hello, ma'am. Shri Lekha Hota, inspired by you. Same, lots of hearts to you, my sweetheart. Bharti's, Seema, nice name. Morning Angel, good morning to you too. Seema Vikas Gadia, Soulful Amanpreet, good morning, beautiful soul. Deepa Scorpion, hi, belated happy birthday. Thank you, and thank you every single one of you who took the effort to wish me. Really appreciate it from my heart. So many messages came in. I tried my best to personally reply to every single one of them. I may have missed a few, but at least those who shared it in their stories and those who WhatsApped me, I tried my best. And of course, those who put it on the as a comment, I went and liked every single message. So spent a lot of my time receiving the love, which I think is a very good thing to do. So anytime when somebody shows love, one of the things we have to learn to do is receive. And I enjoyed myself on my birthday, just receiving so much love from all of you. Read Under the Moon, Kamila Banu, Sakina Sheikh, Dr. Meenal Deshmukh. Ma'am, your eyes look tired, but not your smile. Oh, so sweet. Actually, you know what? I've put really light kajal today, so that's possible. I actually have one big pimple happening here, which I'm like very about. So, yeah, I wasn't enjoying doing my makeup this morning so much. So, in case anything looks tired, it's not because I'm tired. It's just that because of that. Yeah. What else? What else? What else is happening? Your smile is very chubby. I don't know what that means, but so cute. You know, I had the fattest cheeks in school, so I often used to hear things like that. So I'll take that as a compliment. I think a chubby smile is a cute thing to say to someone. Love you too. Thank you for your lovely vibes. Mandeep Kaur 91. 1 second, I just want to switch on the AC in my room. 1 second. हेलो मैम, आई डोंट नो वाई बट नेगेटिव थिंकिंग से कैसे बाहर निकलें, क्या करें जिससे हम ऑलवेज कभी कुछ नेगेटिव थॉट्स ना आए. सो मनदीप, सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हमारी लाइफ में है कि हमें लगता है कि देर आर पीपल इन दिस वर्ल्ड जो नेगेटिव होते ही नहीं है, सिर्फ ही पॉजिटिव रहते हैं. You know, मैं अभी recently I was listening to one of my teachers. His name is Dr. D. Martini, and he says, if I told you that you are only cruel, not kind, only negative, not positive, only not generous, or only stingy, not generous, would that be true? No. If I told you you're only generous, only giver, only kind, only sweet, only all the good things, would that be true? No. There is nobody in this world who's only one, right? The same way you have to understand that your mind cannot be just one. कि negative thoughts आए ही ना, नहीं, ये तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. नेगेटिव थॉट्स को मैनेज करना सीखना इज द इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट. ठीक है, सो आज से डोंट विश फॉर कि नेगेटिव थॉट्स ही ना आए. जब नेगेटिव थॉट्स आते हैं तब आप क्या करते हो उनके साथ इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. ठीक है, लाइक आई रिमेंबर पीपल कमिंग एंड टेलिंग मी, आई डोंट वांट टू गेट एंग्री ओनली. आई सेड फॉर दैट यू विल हैव टू क्लोज योर हार्ट एंड बिकम अ रोबोट. Okay, so I want each one of us to understand that when anger comes, how do you need to process it? When negativity comes, ask yourself, what can I do about it? The best thing to do when negativity comes is to become grateful. The opposite of negativity is actually not positivity but deep gratitude. So if you can sit and write things that you are grateful for when negativity starts to come in, then you will start to notice that the mind had got blocked in just seeing what was going wrong. Now you can see also that there is, for every wrong, there are also 2-3 things that are going right. And when we start to feel that way, then everything changes. Yeah. So today onwards, just start to pray that, I know there's a lot that's going right and I must create the eyes and the mindset to be able to see the right. You do that, I can tell you, magic will start to happen in your life. So right now, if you can just make a list of what all are you grateful for. And watch as you write, a time will come when you'll get into that emotion, and when you'll start to feel it in your body, automatically negativity, either you can be in gratitude or in negativity, you can't be in it both together. Yeah? Priya Bliss, what languages do you know? Just Hindi, English, I can understand Tamil little bit, but not exactly properly. Punjabi, I understand, but Hindi, English is my core. Gauri, whenever I take a decision and work towards that, suddenly my mind asks me, is my decision even correct or not? How to overcome such second thoughts? So Gauri, again I'm going to say this, the job of the mind is to keep on protecting you. For it to protect you, anytime you want to step out of your comfort zone, or you're trying to do something that is outside of your comfort zone, its job is to stop you. Okay, so not only protect you but stop you from doing anything new, because what if it's dangerous? Earlier on, when we used to live in caves and people wanted to step out, they needed to be protected from nature, from animals, from diseases, from some poisonous plants. So it was all, people used to die very early, right? Like people in the caves used to survive till the age of 30, 35, like that, because there was no protection. So the mind was created to keep you in survival mode, right? That you should survive no matter what the situation is. So mind needed to be that types. Now we have come into very secure surroundings, but our mind is still of that space. So our mind hasn't progressed. There is something called the amygdala. amalgama, somebody tell me in the chat box, which is supposed to be your reptilian brain. So that reptilian brain of yours actually is the one that controls this. Its job is to keep on putting doubt in you, fear in you, make you second guess your decisions, and your job is to keep building courage by what you say to yourself. So every day, if you can read affirmations, if you can say, no, I know things are going to work out for me. I know if it is delayed, it is only because God is preparing me, not punishing me. I know that, you know what, something good is going to happen today. I know that I'm attracting and the universe is conspiring for me to be able to manifest all that I desire. You keep saying such things, you keep on balancing using your intelligence to protect yourself from the fear and doubt that is getting created in your mind. Okay, so from today onwards, now when that thing comes, you should say, wow, I'm so happy second guessing is happening or second thoughts are coming, because that means I'm doing something that is more, that needs me to grow into a bigger person. Okay, so anytime you're feeling like that, that's what you need to tell yourself, that you know what, wow, I'm doing such a fabulous job, which is why my mind is trying to put fear. If you're sitting in front of the TV and eating chips, you think there'll be any fear? Absolutely not, right? Fear comes only when we do something that is worth doing. Divya 20, ma'am. Divya 21, ma'am, what should I do to sleep? Divya, that is a whole science by itself. I would love for you to Google these things, okay? Spend time Googling and understanding what do people do to sleep better. They say you can take melatonin, they say you can take magnesium, they say you should, put off all sorts of those technology lights, UV lights of your iPad or phone at least 2 hours before sleeping. The room should be pitch dark. You should ideally eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. All of these little nuances will help. But I'd love for you to do a full-on study. Literally, if you spend 30 minutes on Google, you'll be able to not discover one technique, but 15 different techniques to be able to sleep. Okay, so I am someone who sleeps very easily, so it's not an issue I personally have, but I've seen that a lot of people struggle with insomnia. So see what works for you. Try different things. Every week, introduce one more thing that you can do. For me, it's more the wake up. I used to struggle with the morning wake up. How do I wake up early in the morning? Now, of course, that's also been sorted. Kalyani Swamin 2021. Ma'am, how can I practice awareness in odd situations? Kalyani, that's a bit of a vague question, because odd situations, I don't know what you mean by odd situations, but anytime you want to practice awareness, 2-3 things you can do. One is to basically get into your breath. That totally makes you hyper aware and calms down any emotional upheaval in case it exists. Okay. The second thing you can do is start to look at your emotions as something that's coming to you, not that is who you are. Okay, so if anger comes, irritation comes, annoyance comes, frustration comes, it is coming to you for it to come and pass, not for you to come and release. Some of us release our emotions. I want you to learn to let it pass. If you remain aware, you can just let it pass. Sometimes I just go into the bathroom and I lock the door and I say, just let it pass, let it pass. I think I'm feeling irritated. I don't know what I'm feeling so irritated about, but I can feel that I want to either cry or fight with someone. I let it pass, let it pass. I'll keep doing deep breathing, deep breathing, deep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, relax, Puja. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And then after a while, I start to get feeling more and more composed in my body. And that's when I will come out and speak on whatever the environment needs me to sort. So sometimes we just need to recompose ourselves. And one of the best ways to recompose ourselves is to go into our own space where there is silence, where there is the ability to go within. The more you stay, I like when my mom and I will be talking, and if ever I'll be saying something that she's not really liking, she's like, "Doodh bol raha hai, main 5 minute mein aati hu." She'll put down the phone, which is actually a very smart thing for her to do, because by the time she comes back, I have relaxed and she has relaxed, and then we can speak better. I mean, this barely happens maybe once in a year, but whenever it does, she's very good at handling that. Epiphanies of life. Hello, ma'am. Please clarify regarding gossiping. When is it okay to talk about and share about others, and when are we really crossing the boundary? Beautiful question. So for me, it's as simple as this. If I cannot say it to someone's face, then I should not say it behind their back. If I cannot say it to someone's face, then I should not ideally say it behind their back, unless I'm speaking to someone who can help me in helping that person. Unless I'm speaking to someone who can help me. So let's take an example. Let's say one of my friends lately has been misbehaving in some form. Okay, let's just take any example. So Miss X has been misbehaving every time she's coming into a party. Maybe she's getting drunk, or maybe she's misbehaving, or her something needs to be fixed there. Now, if I start to talk about her to my friends, have you seen her? Have you seen how she behaves? That's gossiping. But if I am speaking to a friend that, you know what, I'm really not enjoying how she's behaving, do you think we need to speak to her? If you have gone into solution mode, then it is okay to speak about the person. But if you are speaking to put her down and make yourself feel better, then that is totally wrong. Okay, so gossiping is when you are speaking without any solution, and solutionizing is when you are speaking because one of the two is going to eventually say all of this to that person who needs to hear it. A true friend is the one who is willing to have uncomfortable conversations because you are important to them. Yeah, so that is where I feel like the difference between gossiping and solutionizing. Sometimes in the world we cannot control people gossiping because you know what, that's who they are. It's okay to sit there and listen, but it's not okay to participate. So a lot of times people will say, but Puja, you know what, they all gossip, then what am I supposed to do? Tell them don't speak about her. I said, no, you don't have to. You can just silently let that topic pass and do not become a participant to that, you know. Or you can, on your own, if you feel comfortable doing that, you can add a sentence, but you know what, actually what I really like about her is, and you can change the energy of the conversation where people will kind of get it that you're not interested in putting her down. So these are just various nuances or ways that you can handle someone gossiping. Sometimes I openly say, look, I'm very close to that person. Don't speak against that person in front of me. I'm too possessive about her. She's a very close friend of mine. I openly say it. I don't want to hear about that person. Sometimes when I'm not close to someone, I let them talk. I won't participate. Yeah. Anita Gupta, should we visualize all the steps to our wishes in reverse direction or just the results? Which one will you suggest? Anita, for me, I love visualizing the destination because what I really am looking is to creating the emotion of how I will feel when I already have it. How I will feel when I already have it. So I like to visualize the destination, and then when I need to create the plan to get it, I will visualize all the steps to it. But it's the destination that I like to visualize, yeah? So that's my suggestion. The whole thing is that the visualization creates a certain amount of emotion. It's the emotion you want to tap into. So how will you feel if that was true? If you can really feel that emotion of like as if it's already come true, you know, because our mind does not know the difference of reality and what we are thinking. So when you think that long enough, it has no choice but to make that your reality. Bhavna, ma'am, can you give a business idea for a girl? Bhavna, I'd love for you to come for my masterclass. The link is in the bio. Register for that. I'm going to take you through a 3-hour of how to think in regard to when you're building your business, how to become a businesswoman, and all the ideas that I have in regard to what we can do, especially as women who are more responsible for the house. How can we also balance it with our careers? Mrigya, ma'am, I want to work with you. So sweet, Mrigya. Mrigya, you can send your bio data on info@pujapuneet.com. We are right now not hiring anybody, but as and when if we do, then I will get in touch with you. Okay? Dhirvani_Bharti. Ma'am, sometimes we feel no one can us, so we just want to leave anything and... Okay, I think she typed in a hurry or something. The English is gone all... Just retype your question, my sweetheart Dhrivani. I'll read it out once it's more exact. Yeah. Women X, ma'am, do you create such a great content? Every post is so relatable. No, actually, Women X, I don't. Some content I create, and most of my captions is something I have read somewhere else. most of my posts are something that I've read somewhere else. The captions are every morning created by me. So what you read in type, that's all me. What you see as a post, either I would have gotten it from somewhere where they haven't given credit to the original source, or if they have given credit to the original source, then you'll always see it'll say Nietzsche, Brendan Bouchard, Mel Robbins, Marie Forleo, wherever I've taken that quotation from. Yeah. So no, I do not create my own posts, but I definitely create my own captions. Vasudha Madan, what exactly is love for you? Interesting question. I think whenever you can encourage someone to live their values, to me that is true love. Okay, so I'll explain what do I mean when I say this. Every single person has their own list of joys, right? What gives them joy? What gives them satisfaction? What is important to them? For someone it could be family, for someone it could be money, for someone it could be making a difference in the world, for someone it could be charity. I would love for all of us to start to look at encouraging the one we love to do the things that they love. And I feel like as their needs get looked after, then automatically the chances are that they will look after your needs also. So for me, when I want to love someone, I want to know what is it that they want in their life and how can I support them to do that. To me, that is love. Love to me takes me always towards peace, never towards drama. So I always look for that how can this love become a two-way interaction where my loving them should take them more towards peace, not drama. So earlier on when Puneet used to come back from work and he used to say things like कि मैं gym जा रहा हूँ, I used to say, oh, you don't love me, पहले तो पूरा दिन काम करते हो, फिर अपना gym जाना है, you are so busy, you don't love me. Now I say, okay, Puneet, what all do you love? In my head, I'm like, okay, he loves golf, he loves going to the gym, he loves his work, he loves his... So we encourage one another to do everything that we love. And that makes us love each other so much more, you know. And then you're always fulfilling the other person's need. So that person starts to fulfill your need and it becomes very beautiful. And over the years, it grows into some place where each one is now looking to support the other and it just feels very beautiful after a while. Then you really feel like you're married to your soulmate. And this could be with your child, this could be with your parents, this could be with your friends. This is the kind of love that supports the other person to fulfill their dreams. You know, when my children ask me, what kind of girl do you want us to marry, mom? I always say, I don't care about the religion, the caste, the looks, the money, the education, nothing. All I care about, does this person leave you inspired or does this person leave you expired? You want to be with people who inspire you, the ones who you know, applaud your success. People who are happy for you when you are happy. That to me is really what love means for me. And of course, it has 1,000 different definitions, and I'm sure at different points in my life there'll be different definitions. Right now, this is what it is, Vasudha. Monica, ma'am, I try to tell my mother not to indulge in gossip and talking negative about people behind their backs, but she gets defensive and this causes problems in our relationship. Should I stop? Yes. Monica, you know what? There are two kinds of people in this world. One who've decided to help others and fix them, and there are one who've decided to help themselves and make themselves the best possible version of themselves. And I can tell you, you can either be focused on others or focused on yourself. You're never focused on both, because when you start to work on yourself, you realize even to change our smallest habit, it takes so much energy. So where are we expecting others to change because we said so? Being a life coach, being someone who spends her whole day literally fixing others, I can tell you that my entire focus is always on fixing me. Whenever I'm in a relationship with someone where I'm feeling like they are not doing something that I would like them to do, then I ask myself, who am I to decide how they should be living their life? You know, who am I to be telling them? There are so many things in me that they can fix. They are not saying anything to me. Or even if they are saying, am I going to fix them because they are saying it? Maybe not. So who am I to tell anybody anything? Unless somebody's literally paid me and told me, please give advice, I won't give any advice. Okay, so yes, you can tell your mom once or twice sweetly to just bring her into her awareness in case she's not noticed it. But if it is becoming a fight, then I'd love for you to let it go. The only thing you can tell her is that I wouldn't want to participate in such conversations. So if you want to talk, you talk. But I may not reply to that because you know what, I'm not really, for me, my energy falls when I speak against people. So you can choose to not participate, but you cannot make her stop. Yeah, fair enough. So, and that's with everyone. You know, I always love to ask myself, what is it that I'm expecting from this person? That if I change my expectation, I will stop getting disappointed. And I love to work with my own expectations of people. Yes, I like to expect the highest, but when it doesn't get delivered and I get disappointment, I like to manage my disappointment rather than trying to change them. Unless I know that if I say it to them once, it's not that I'm scared of giving my opinion. I like to give my opinion that this is what I think, you know, we can work on with you. But if I feel like they are not ready to receive, then I'll just leave it right there. I won't insist at any point. I'll highlight it to them. For all you know, 2 months later, they may come back to me and say that, you know what, you highlighted that. What did you mean when you said that? Or, you know, even I'm feeling like I need to change that about me. If somebody is receiving what you are saying, please help them. Okay, that's very worth your cause. Wow, you're going to make a difference. But if someone is getting defensive, then you know what, work on changing your own expectations rather than changing them. Vibha Sharma 01. I recall some past pain in every 2 weeks and then I take 3 to 4 days to recover. I want to come out of it. Vibha, the most important thing to do is that when that past pain comes out, you have to see how can you heal yourself. So today there are lots of healing modalities. There is pranic healing, there's Ho'oponopo, there's Reiki, there's consciousness healing. There's so many different kinds of healings. See if you can start to help yourself through some form of healing. This is all in the other realm which starts to help you. And these are all literally practices, you know, every day, even just going, I release this pain from my body. If you can sit in 3 minutes of meditation and just say, I release this thought, I forgive this person, or speak to the higher self of that person, or you know, just say, you know, I know now why this happened for me to become who I am today, and I'm super proud of who I am today, so I don't want to change anything in my past. I don't have any regret anymore. I forgive this person, or I understand why they did what they did, for I know where they were coming from now. So anything, whatever, however you can make sense of it, the more you can allow and release, the better. Then go into deeper healing, maybe with the help of someone, if you can find a healer. Because I do believe that, you know what, too many of us are carrying too much baggage, and till the time we are carrying that baggage, we'll be very slow towards our manifestations. Yeah, sweetheart? Always remember, one of the things Dr. Joe Dispenza says very beautifully, either you can be focused on the memories of your past or on creating a beautiful future. So if you can start to focus a lot more on your future, your past will automatically start to, you know, evaporate. Literally, there may come a time where you will have no memory. You may know how you felt, but you won't be able to remember what they said, how they said it, what had happened exactly. And that's where you want to go with life. Yeah? Life. Asha Soni. Oh, the Khushbu. Ma'am, want to work with you. For all of you here who want to work with me, the easiest way to work with me is to come through my courses. So if you join my course, eventually you turn into what we call a big sister in my tribe. Okay, so anybody here interested in working with me, if you want to become an employee at Life by Design, you can send us your resume. Whenever we open up different posts, we will get in touch with you. If you want to work with me in coaching or helping other people, then all you need to do is land up coming for my masterclass. I will help you become a coach under me, with me. We can partner together and take the journey forward. Okay, so one is through my courses and one is through your resume. Either ways, I'm okay. Life Asha Soni, how to console the person whose mother has committed suicide and the reason is not clear. I think more than consoling, it's about holding space for them, you know, which means as a friend, just be there for them. There is nothing you can say that will help them truly, because the grieving process takes its own time. Okay, and for some people it can last long. For some people, everybody has their own way of grieving. So if you can just hold space for them and ask them only sometimes, how do you see me helping you? What can I do for you? Sending them into tribes like mine is a very good idea, because there's a lot of love and a lot of healing that happens naturally when you're a part of my tribe. Especially if you're a part of my awakening course or my enlightenment course, there's deep healing that happens there. So we actually have a lady in our course right now whose mother committed suicide, and she had never stepped out of her house for the last 1.5 years. And only after our course, she has now started to step out, and she came to Chennai for the first time. Can you hear me? Can you tell me if you can hear me? Can you hear me? Like, can you say yes or no in the chat box? No? Can't hear me? Oh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes! Bhuvana is saying yes! Woohoo! Okay, fabulous. Last time such a call came, somehow the voice only stopped. Okay, so I was dealing with, so if someone's mother has committed suicide, of course, we can look at what is their relationship with death. A very important conversation is how she's approaching death, because losing anyone to suicide is always, not only are you upset of losing that person, somewhere deep down you're blaming yourself that what could you have done differently? How could you have been more available for that person? How could you have, there's so much guilt family members of people who commit suicide carry. So if you can help her process her guilt, you can send her to a coach, you can send her to a professional who can actually guide her. That always helps. So look at all of those ways: holding space, putting her into a tribe where there is deep love and healing, sending her to a coach who can help her with processing death, a psychologist, a psychiatrist. All of these people are professionals in helping such people. More importantly, don't judge. Whatever she's doing to heal or cope with something that has happened so drastic that, for some of us, different ways of coping. So just don't judge. The way, when I say hold space, is basically zero judgment. Yeah. Okay, I had to come right to the bottom, so I'm going to just start the questions from right to the bottom only. Okay. Okay. How to manifest the kind of partner I want? Sneha K0211. So Sneha, what I'd love for you to do is that I'd love for you to create a list of exactly what it is you want. Okay. So things that you want, things that will be nice to have. So some things which are like non-negotiable, yes, I'd like him to be this, and I'd like, these are the nice to haves. Then also make a list of everything that you think you are, okay, and all your nice to haves. And added extras are these are the added extras you get when you get me. The more clarity you have on you and your frequency, the more you will attract the kind of person who vibrates at your frequency. The better and more you improve your own aura, the better and improved aura you will receive or land up attracting. So that is one of the ways where you can attract. I had a lovely girl called Rishta who used to work with me about 10 years ago, for almost 3, 4, 5 years, and she literally made this full list and eventually attracted almost, I think, 52 out of the 52 things that she wrote. And the one thing she didn't write was in Chennai. So she's actually gotten married in Bombay, and she's like, Puja, I don't know how I forgot to write in Chennai. So those are the kind of things that we have heard so many miracle stories about this. So if you can create your own list, remember, the more clarity we have, the more we attract. Okay. So the ask has to be clear. They say no, ask and it shall be given. The same thing. So you have to know who it is or the kind of person you want to attract, so that when they come into your periphery, you will be able to spot them. Yeah. Fabulous. Wellness coach Simran, feeling lonely and getting frustrated, don't know what is hurting me, please help ma'am. This will need a lot more conversation than me being able to help you, simply because I'll need to understand, because when you say I don't know what is hurting me, A coach will be able to help you, my sweetheart. So see if you can get in touch with someone who can actually process you. They will ask you good quality questions which will start to reveal to you what could be the pain that you are carrying. Sometimes it is from our childhood, sometimes it is from our past, sometimes it is just contagious. Someone else in your environment could be hurting and you're a sensitive person who could be absorbing their energy. So I'm also not sure what is causing it, but see if you can see a coach, my sweetheart. Yeah. Allure Crown. Ma'am, daily I have a thought that I want to do something in my life, but I'm not able to connect the path. Please guide. Allure Crown, I highly recommend you come for my masterclass. I spent about 1.5 hours just speaking about passion, about how to connect the dots, about how to, go in your life so that you're able to create something that is truly meaningful. Yeah. So for all of you here who are looking to understand your passion and purpose, please come for my Goddess by Design masterclass. All you need to do is go to my Instagram page. There's a link on top, okay, right on top. It's called link in bio. So bio is that portion where under the photograph before all the posts. Just click on that. It will open up what we call Linktree. Lots of different links. One of the links is Puja's Goddess by Design masterclass. Press that, put your email ID, phone number and your name. I think phone number also, I'm not too sure, but email ID and name for sure. And we will be able to send you when next the masterclass is happening. It's a 3-hour masterclass, always happening mostly on the weekends. Come for that. All of you here will feel supremely helped once you do that. Yeah. Divmin1 is saying, please give your opinion on Nazar. I have given this opinion a lot of times. I'll give it to you one more time, which is that I believe that Nazar and Drishti exists, okay? Because it exists in too many different parts of the world for it to not exist. For example, it's there as the evil eye in Egyptian culture. It's there in the Amazonian jungle. It is there in... So I feel like a concept that exists on so many continents when people never even used to travel. That means we understand something about Drishti, about Nazar, right? So there is some science to it. But I also believe that you are more powerful than the Nazar put on you. What do I mean when I say this? I had once heard a story that every 3 months a lobster normally gets rid of its shell to create a new shell, for the strength of its shell has disappeared after 3 months. Okay, so for 2-3 days in the sea he's extremely vulnerable, and he has to protect himself a little more by being in hiding till the new shell, either he has to find the new shell or it grows. I can't remember that, but one of the two happens. Okay, so I really loved this lobster story, and in comparison to Nazar, I always say that there's a period in our life where suddenly we do things which are so new to us that it catches other people's attention. For example, the first time Shah Rukh Khan must have come on the cover of Cineblades or Filmfare, it was a very big thing. But today, do you think you can put Nazar on Shah Rukh Khan coming on the cover of a magazine? There'll be 15 magazines, out of which 3 he will be on the cover, right? So very difficult to put Nazar now on him because his aura has grown. Now, like how I say aura has grown, or like how the lobster grows its shell, we grow our aura. So when the first time I started to do my blogs in 2015, okay, on Facebook every week I used to put a blog, something about Puneet and me and how beautiful our relationship is. Wednesday evenings used to be our dinners, and every Wednesday I would have a fight with him. And I would be like, oh my God. And people around me started to say, stop putting these blogs. You'll put these blogs, this is what will happen. But I refused to stop. And I remember 2-3 weeks in a row, we kept, every time I would put a blog, I would catch Nazar. And I would say, phir Nazar lag gayi, usi din ladai ho jati thi. And then I noticed that by the 4th week, the fight reduced in size. And then I noticed by 5th or 6th week, everybody had started to become normal about this whole thing. By the 7th or 8th week, there was no catching Nazar. So sometimes you have to cross. You have to pass through that vulnerable period and maybe sometimes face whatever happens, Maybe for some of us, our children fall sick when they catch Nazar. For some of us, some health issue can happen. For some of us, something else can happen. You have to cross through that path saying that, no, I am stronger than the Nazar that is being put on me. It won't last. And if you can say this to yourself long enough, trust me, you will stop catching Nazar, or even if Nazar comes, it will flow out. Things will become fine apne aap hi or automatically. So I've truly started to believe that. Of course, you can do the Mirchi Puja, you can do God Puja, you can wear black threads, all of those. You can put Ganapati on your doorstep. You can do all of the things, rituals, those help. I definitely believe those help. But to me, more than anything else, what helps me most personally is knowing that I'm going through my vulnerable period. If I want to grow to the next level, I have to pass through this period. I have to pass through the period of being vulnerable to other people and coming into other people's eyes, and people will say things and I'll catch that, but it's like a flu. In 3 days you recover from it and then you build immunity for it, right? The same is with Nazar. So I hope this makes sense to some of you here. Coach Shweta Anand, how to heal our own past karmas which we don't even are aware of. I'm not too much of a believer of healing your past karmas as more of a believer of what am I doing in my awareness. So you can keep on just doing better and doing good. And that should heal all of your past karmas in case something was done. And what was done without intention, I don't think you need to worry too much about, okay? So I would rather you just release that. Every morning, just ask God for forgiveness, that God, if I did anything to anyone, please forgive me. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. This is how we do the Ho'oponopono method, where we say things like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, thank you. Thank you, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me. And you keep on saying this to people, to God. You will see that there's a certain amount of release of karmic energy that will happen. But for me, I'm not the biggest believer of doing my karmic things or my past karmic things through this method. Rather, it is through good that I do in the world now. Remember, like a tree, every action of yours is the roots and your life is the branches. So if you just have good things happening in the roots, automatically the branches will flourish and give you the fruits and the flowers, right? So just work on your energy at the root level, which means on a daily basis, very consciously become aware of all the good that you're doing. Become more kind, become more compassionate, become less judgmental, grow your personality, become more dependable, speak the truth, be authentic. All of this helps. The more cleaner your energy, the better the manifester also you turn. The better, more people will be able to trust you. More good will happen in the world because of you. So I think that's more my style. But if you specifically want to know how to heal past karmas, I think healers will be able to guide you more. I'm not a healer, I'm more a coach. Okay? Jai Lakshmi, how to handle the death of a very close one. Jai Lakshmi, it all depends on what is your relationship with death. So one of the things very early on my journey I decided to do was to stop looking at death as a negative thing. What if death is the reunion of the soul with God himself? Should that be looked upon as a bad thing or as a good thing? So what if this is the being on earth is the struggle, and dying is actually where you get released of all struggle. So imagine that this very closed person is now reuniting with his highest almighty. Should you be celebrating that or should you be grieving that? Yeah. So first it is changing our mindset towards death. If we can do that. Now we've not been taught this. So for some people this is too radical a thought. For me, I always say that anybody in heaven for me is actually my hotline with God. That means they are sitting with God talking about me. Anybody who's lost a close one will tell you that they can sometimes sense them in the room, they can sense their energy. They just don't have a physical body, but you know what? Energetically, you still have a connection. If you want to tap into their wisdom, you can literally sit in your meditation and ask them a question and you literally receive an answer. You want to know whether they are present with you or not, you can ask for signs from God, and sometimes the flickering of a light or the same song that you used to listen with this person or a color that they liked or a movie that they liked, they will speak to you in ways that you will be amazed. You will get goosebumps like, oh my God, So just know that like they say, especially in the Hindu culture, we have this concept of that the soul doesn't die. It only changes its body, like the way we change our clothes, it only changes its bodies, right? So I want you to start to go with this thought that what if God knows better when to take who, and that questioning what God knows better is me acting God. So for me, I can't question God's decisions. It's beyond me. If this is what He wanted, then I completely have faith and surrender in my God that He will never do anything wrong. If He's decided to do that, maybe He knew that this person would land up suffering more, or maybe this person's journey was complete for the struggle or the growth that they needed on earth. Whatever, God always knows. You know, there was this beautiful story I had once heard about this lady who had lost her husband, and she had tried to commit suicide many a times, but she was just not dying. Till one night as she was sleeping, she had this dream where she, as a soul angel in heaven, God had asked who's going to go on earth and help all the widows, and she had lifted her hand. And then God had asked who's going to help her become a widow so that she can help people, because she will know through her own experience what they suffer. And her husband had lifted his hand, and then suddenly when he had died, as she was married to him for about 2 years, and then he had died in his sleep, she realized that her whole purpose of coming on earth was to actually help other widows. And then she wrote a book called, I think, Heartbreak to Healing, and amazing. I mean, she lives in America. She was part of one of our courses also, and Jack used to narrate this story, and it really touched my heart. I don't know how true all of this is. What I do know is that when we are born, there is this veil of amnesia which exists between why we were born, and the journey on earth is about understanding why we were born. What was it that we were born for? And one of the things you have to understand is that whenever that veil of amnesia will disappear, or whenever our work will be complete, then it will be time for us to go back. And for people whose time has come to go back, we should allow them to go, because in holding on to their spirits, we are doing a disservice to them. We are not letting them live in peace, because when they see us unpeaceful, then they also can't be in peace. Like we say, no, may he rest in peace. He or she can only rest in peace when we are in peace with the fact that they have gone. So release them as much as you can and become a happy person, because as they watch you, the happier you are, the happier they will be. I remember I had this very nice client called Dr. Natarajan. He used to come to me, and he had lost his wife and he had lost his happiness. And to me, he was the epitome of what an amazing husband should be. So I used to always feel like, and I told him, I said, if your wife was sitting next to you right now, the way you are eating, the way you are looking after yourself, do you feel like, and I have his permission to share the story, therefore I take his name, would you think she would be proud of you? And he said, no. I said, would she be feeling bad that she's left you? He said, yeah. I said, can you today onwards make her proud? And he started to live a very different life, and today he's such a happy man. His interaction, the way he's giving back, he's a pediatric, and in COVID he's helped so many children through Corona. I'm so proud of him. So you know what, he changed his entire perception, and instead of grief, now he celebrates their anniversary, he celebrates her birthday. I just love what he's landed up doing with that new perspective. So Jay Lakshmi, sorry I took a little longer, but this is such a it's such a conversation that doesn't have an end. To be honest, I can go on speaking about how we all need to accept that, God knows better. The day we can believe that my God knows better than what I know, that something he knew because of which he's taken this person away, and his decision cannot be wrong compared to mine. Cannot be. So see if you can go with that thought, yeah? Shraddha Kasat Kuthari, how to explain family that I'm feeding my 7-year-old well according to his age? They're always telling me that he's become lean. Shraddha, welcome to my life, because I have 2 lean children who are forever, and we live in a joint family. So all the time they have grown up with, hearing this, that why don't you both eat properly? Why don't you this thing? I don't think we can control others. What you can do is speak to your child and see if you can tell him that, in this world somehow people have become very insensitive to body shape. and they think it's their birthright to guide mothers, guide children, to be able to say whatever they like. If we can grow a thick skin to whatever they are saying, knowing that we know what we are doing, then that's a much better way to operate than trying to explain it to family. Because for some people in our family, the truth is they know only how to show their love through food. And when their love is not being received because food is not your child's number one way of being loved, then what's happening is that there is conflict getting created. So I totally understand your pain, because I've grown up with two children who always just looked very slim, and because of that we've had this struggle all my life. After a while I just realized that, you know what, I can't change someone's cultural conditioning, which could be that, you know, their way of loving my children was to feed them more, to speak about food, to, you know, their worry for their health, not realizing that the metabolic rate of a child is way higher than a grown-up person's. And sometimes no matter how much they eat, the thing is that they metabolize it so beautifully that we think that they are not eating enough. But I think it's a losing battle trying to explain to others. But do try. There's no harm in trying to letting them know this. But if they don't understand, then it's better to have a conversation with your son and say, you know what, old school thinking used to be like this, but you and I are now from the progressive new generation, so don't worry too much. When somebody says this, they only mean that they love you. Okay, so let's convert all of these eating sentences to that they basically are trying to say love you, but they don't know how to say it in our way, they're saying it in their way. Preeti Cool 20. I need to speak wisely. I give too much information and I fall into trouble. Preeti, very simple. I know this feeling because I also used to speak a lot, and a time came when I started to feel like I always gave too much information. Till today, I feel I give too much information. So what I did was I cut my words by half. So one of the things you can start to practice a lot more is sitting and becoming a very active listener. You know, so the easiest way to stop talking is to become an active listener, which means learn the art of making other people talk. Ask follow-up questions, show interest, remain curious. We kind of people tend to interrupt to tell our side of the story. If you can get into the habit of, instead of interrupting, asking follow-up questions, that's even better. Oh, what happened to my hair? Yeah. So I hope you're able to understand what I'm trying to tell you here, that for the next 1 week, speak half of what you normally speak. So don't add extra things. Don't just, if everybody's sitting in silence, it's not your job to fill up the silence. Let someone else fill up the silence. You sit in the silence and be comfortable. You know, especially in coaching, one of the arts they teach us right in the beginning is that do not fill up the silence. When you ask a good question to your client, now be comfortable for them to take their time to reply. Just because they're taking 2-3 minutes, don't start asking the question in different ways or start prompting them or start helping them. Wait stands for why am I talking? So just wait. After asking a question, wait. And let the person process your question and answer it as and when they are able to. If they're not able to, let them open their mouth. Yeah. So in this practice, I can tell you everything changed for me, especially as a coach, because right in the beginning, chapar, non-stop I could go. And today I feel like I still can talk a lot, but I know when to talk what. So at least I've been able to shift to that energy, because now I'm as good a listener as I am a talker. Yeah. So work with this, Preeti. It will really help you. Puja Sawant. Ma'am, how to know our higher calling in terms of our profession? Puja Sawant, please come for my masterclass. Allow me to do the passion test for you. You will receive this as a bonus video. Allow me to take you through the whole concept of how to look at your passion, how to look at your mission, how to look at your higher calling, how to discover it, how to unfold it, how to go towards it. All of that I cover in my masterclass. So I'm waiting for you, sweetheart. Kavita, the coach, is suggesting a few coaches. Please, you can contact them. Mona Mecca Bakes, how to handle midlife crisis. So Mona Mecca, the fact that you are aware that it is midlife crisis itself makes you able to handle it so much better. The awareness itself. So the minute I know I am PMSing, I know now my ability to handle my emotions and people around me is going to be 10 times better. So just becoming aware is fabulous. Then you can actually go to a coach, a psychiatrist, a psychologist to take guidance on how to go about this, okay? Basically, whenever we hit midlife crisis, maybe in life somewhere we are getting bored with everything having become very spontaneous. So one of the ways that I always suggest whenever I see someone who's going through midlife crisis is to make the word exploration your favorite word for a while. Just going and exploring new things. Explore things which are opposite of what you normally land up doing, you know. So if you're the kind of person who's too planned, become spontaneous in life. If you're very spontaneous, become planned in life. Explore the opposite of whoever you are. You know, go and do something which feels very adventurous, or go and do something that will bring back the excitement in your life. So don't look for the wrong. Midlife crisis a lot of time is referred to as a time when you want to start to go wrong, but wrong is not the right word for midlife crisis. I feel like the right word is exploring different sides of yourself. Remember, we are all multifaceted, and over time we become very one type of person. We go to the same restaurants, we eat the same kind of food, we order the same khana, we go to work from the same route every day, we sit on the same side of the bed, we sleep on the same side of the bed. Everything's become very routine, and that's what causes midlife crisis. All you need to do is shake things up. So now you come up with ideas on how can you shake things up to really start to bring back the energy and the enthusiasm that is required for life to remain interesting and exciting. Yeah. Let me go right to the bottom. Wow, we're already at 10:57. I better read out all the winners of last year and do our photo. So the participants of last week challenge were massive congratulations to Ritu Bhardwaj 1, Digital Alma Priya, Geeta _Sujit, Image Design Consultations, Ujwala Madhvi 15, Mutumari the Mindful Musician, Neha S, Zehra Ali 17, Yamini Punoru, Innovative Tarot by Trupti, Devika _wins, Gargi Arya 2007, Sneha _Nuronoha, Live Active _Live Fit, Archana Swami, which is Ark Swami, Shamanjeet _K Mindset Motion NLP, and Anshu Chopdekar. Woohoo! Big congratulations to all of you who participated in the story challenge, which is taking a picture of me and then putting it on your story and sharing the biggest takeaways. The winners for this week are True Dip 1361. Massive congratulations. If you are here in this room, True Dip, please let us know in the chat box. I'd love to congratulate you personally. April Melody _Scribbles. So happy to have you here, sweetheart. Congratulations. And Reset with Rakhi.official. So the three winners of this week are True Dip 1361, April Melody _Scribbles, and Reset with Rakhi.official. Please expect my book this week to reach you. We will be in touch with you, not to worry. And for all the rest of you who are participating, remember, we are planning something big for you. Yeah? Anita Gupta, me, I guess, got missed. Is that so, Anita Gupta? I'll definitely mention it to Divya. Divya is the one in my office who does all of these. You may have wished me happy birthday, or your story may not have got shared in the thing. I have no idea what's happened, but I'll make sure to tell her that please make sure that she does it the right way. Yeah. Gauri is saying, even I got missed. Okay, I'm going to tell Divya to do a fabulous job next time and not miss anybody. So Gauri, Anita, super congratulations for being participants also. Yeah. All right, quickly, let's take the photo and do today's takeaway. So what was your today's biggest learning? Okay. Ritu Bhardwaj 1 is like, I never win. Don't worry. The fact that you've come into the participant list, a massive congratulations. I have a feeling you will become a winner also very soon. Yeah. Fabulous. For all of you who want to win, I would suggest just take a quick picture. You know, my favorite pose. Okay. So make sure you get the picture. For all of you who want to win, just make sure you get the picture done, put your takeaways, and just remain patient. It's only a matter of time that you will also win. Mansi is like, can you do a different pose? I don't know what to do. Tell Mansi what to do. Share in the chat box. Is this pose better? Let's try. Wait, let me fix my earrings. 1 second. Yeah. Everyone's like, new pose, please. This one? Is this better? I'm really, I'm also, as much as you are, I'm also playing with that, yeah? Super. I hope at least one of this new pose you have managed to get. Please put your takeaway. Stand and all I can't do because then I'll have to readjust the whole screen. So that all is not possible. In this, you tell me. Show your teeth. That'll be so... Can I see your bangles, please? Sure. Okay, enough. Quickly share your takeaways. We'll make sure that more and more of you keep winning the book. Okay, so we give only 3 books away every week. So if your name hasn't come till now, but you've been trying, don't you worry. It is only a matter of time. Love you all so much. Thank you so much for coming. Take care. Woohoo. Victory sign? Okay, sure. Why not? Victory sign. Prati, how to share takeaways? All you need to do is take a picture. On the picture, just share what were your 3 biggest takeaways. What did you learn today? What was that light bulb moment, or what was that one thing that you're going to practice in your life because of what you heard today, and share it in your story. Tag me Puja_Puneet. Once you tag me, I will share it in my stories, and if you land up reaching my stories, then you become one of the participants who can be then chosen in the lucky draw. We take all the participants, put them in a lucky draw, and then we choose whoever is the winner. If you are already a winner from the past, which means you've already got the book, then we just shift you to another list. But if you haven't got the book, we make sure that we get new winners every week. Yeah, got it? Natya, I also hope that you win the book soon. Yeah? Love you all. Bye. Take care.